So you do the big topics, you're like happiness, death, and the first one is marriage and sex and women and all of that, and you meet this guy in Nevada.
His name's Vinny, and he's a pickup artist. I mean, he's not after long-term relationship.
No.
He's after, you know, that every night. But for me, that seems like a nightmare for me. I've never been like that.
If you hadn't met Suzanne at that moment, and you had been to this bloke and needing advice about how to meet women,
I'd rather not bother. No. It's too much effort. And I think as soon as you've got to put a lot of effort in, I think what's the point? I think you've got to be really at ease. I mean, I've been with Suzanne for 20 years, and some would say, you know, we've got a bit too lackadaisical.
Yeah.
You know, leaving the toilet door open, or, you know, there's just nothing there. We know each other that well.
Do you go to the toilet in front of each other?
What I mean is, I don't say I'm going, do you want to come and watch?
Right.
But what I mean is, I don't bother locking the door and sort of wondering about noises and stuff.
Okay.
Because we've been together for ages,
Right.
and we know that's what goes on.
Right. I want to read out this bit. In the next page, where you're still talking about this guy, you say, don't get me wrong, the sex thing, it's all right, but I'm not a great believer in going at it all night. Get it done, go to sleep, it's not something you should drag out.
I think everything needs to have an end, and if the end seems far away, I never watched Lost for the same reason. Sopranos box set, I really like it, but it's massive. You can have too much. So I'd say do it more often, but quicker. And whenever I go to bed, it's normally because I'm knackered. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By the time I get up there, and we've got a cat now, so that delays things anyway. So even if it was like, oh, maybe tonight's the night, by the time you've got the cat out and locked up and, you know, we've moved into a house, so there's more doors to check. By the time, and more floors, we're not in a flat, we've got stairs. So by the time you get upstairs, I'm out of breath anyway now. And it's kind of like, oh, right, see you tomorrow. I'm shattered.
Giant penis heads. This is in Japan, right? This is in Tokyo.
Yeah.
So it seems quite kind of very carefree to not worry. The fact they're carrying these huge phallic things, cocks and balls, basically.
Yeah.
They don't care about kids looking at this. It's quite kind of... It's very modern and liberal, really, isn't it?
Especially in Japan.
Yeah.
Where they're quite... you know, they don't show that in your face normally.
No, so to speak.
Because whilst I was in Japan, I did I had a sperm test. Have you ever done that?
No, thank God.
I went into... No, it's all right. I mean, it's quite...
Yeah.
It's good. And that's an actual place where, you know, for you to release your stuff.
Yes.
Where you would expect some fruity images and what have you. Mm. But the DVDs they left, I put them on, and the doctor sort of said, oh, there's some magazines for you and some DVDs. And he said to me, just before he left, he went, I'll apologise, the Japanese. Right? And I was a bit like, so what? You know, I'm only looking at the pictures. I don't have to understand, you know, what's being said or what I'm reading about. But what he meant was they pixelate the rudeness.
Do they? Well, like, so the genitals are pixelated?
Yeah, you can't see anything. And it made it harder, that. But I went in this room and I was under a bit of pressure to, you know, release the goods and everything. Yeah. And I was thinking, oh, have they set up cameras in here? I'm looking around, so that's going on in my mind. I'm putting the DVD on, and it wouldn't work.
God.
Batteries had run out in the remote. So I was in there, Richard, the director's outside, going, all right, I'm going, just leave me alone. You know, I know that they know what I'm doing. The clock's going, the doctor had to get off because we went in the evening, he had plans for the evening, so he was like, can you hurry up? The battery was run out, I had to get a battery out of the clock in the room. So I was sort of shuffling about with my pants round my ankles, getting this battery out. It was just a really sort of, I don't know.
It's not ideal.
Bit, sort of felt a bit degrading.
Yeah. Now, this guy is very interesting.
Kenny,
in South Africa.
Yeah.
You talk about him now. He's this kind of extraordinarily rich man, isn't he? He surrounds himself with beauties.
For me, it was... I couldn't be doing with that, having all these people around all the time.
Yeah. You're quite well off now, aren't you? You've got your nice big house and everything.
I'm all right.
Has that made you happier than you were when you were
Yeah, it was the thing that I always wanted. That was the main thing, a house. I'm not bothered about... I've told you, you know, clothes aren't anything. I don't wear jewellery because it irritates me. holidays, the last thing I want to do when I'm not working is get on a plane, because I've been flying about. So really, it's always just been the house has been the main thing that I've always wanted, my space. And I'm happy with it, and I like doing work in it, and I'm happy to have people round, but I'm happy to get them out as well. I'm really house proud.
Yeah.
If you come round, if I ever said come round, I say, "Oh, can you take your shoes off?"
Do you? Are you one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Shoes off.
No matter who it is.
Really?
Yeah, the gas man, he hates it.
I bet.
He's like, "Oh, do you know how many houses I go to?" And it's like, well, if that's the case, you should have those coverers.
Yeah.
I'm not inviting
What's
you
so
in.
special about your flooring that the shoes will...
Because it's clean, isn't it? I've cleaned it. I've got a steaming mop. I've got one of those Vax mops. I keep it clean. Like I say, I'm house proud. And the point is, I didn't ask for the gas meter to be in the house. I didn't ask for him to come round. I'm always sending my own readings. They're always sending an email saying to give us a reading. So why is he coming round anyway? So if you're going to come round and hassle me when I didn't ask you to come round, they don't make an appointment. They just come round and go, "I'm here to read your meter." Well, bring some shoe coverers.
You meet this guy in LA who's done a lot of stuff to his body. That's a result of a lot of plastic surgery and liposuction and...
120 procedures.
Yeah.
About what did he say? It's about $150,000 worth of work.
I'm quite impressed with the fact that you don't care. You're happy to stand there posing with your top off. And let's face it, you haven't got the best body known to man.
It's not a bad one.
No, it's fine.
It works.
Yeah.
But I understand that any women watching this wouldn't go, "Oh, look at him." But that's the reality, isn't it? That's what most people look like.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't know what's happened where they think that's normal on the left. All them bits,
Yeah.
they're all implants he's got. The bits in his pecs, on the back of his arms, he's had stuff put in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, that can't be comfy.
No.
Have you sort of laid on Brighton Beach?
Yeah.
It's Pebbly Beach, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to live in Brighton. Yeah.
And it's not nice, is it,
No.
really? It's
No,
bumpy.
it's annoying,
and that.
yeah.
And that's what I imagine it would be like for him to lie down at night, because he's not lying on his own bits.
Right,
it's all lumps of stuff. But honestly, the lengths people go to, he was telling me about how people have the ball sack, the testicle,
crack.
not just that anymore.
Oh, what do they have now?
Ironed.
Oh, what? Oh, really?
They have the things ironed because of the creases.
Oh, God.
They don't want creases in it. It's just like, what? I mean,
So
when I
want
said to him,
a smooth
Yes.
ball sack.
and again, I was saying they're not, lines on your face. It's about expression. It's about showing feeling. I don't know why your testicle. What's the proper word for it?
Scrotal sack, maybe?
Is it
Something like that, yeah.
the scrotal
It's
sac?
scrotum, isn't it?
Your scrotum.
Yeah.
It's got lines on it. Yeah, what's that? I mean, they're not worry lines, are they?
No.
I don't know what they're there for. I suppose it's to give it a bit of movement. But at the end of the day, they've been like that for thousands, millions of years or whatever. Don't worry about it.
You go to Accra, is that right? And you kind of...
Accra in Ghana.
Accra.
Yeah.
And this woman's died, this kind of local figure.
Over there, death is like the biggest bit of your life. It's almost like you spend more money on your funeral than anything else in your life, more than your wedding, more than you sending your kids to school and everything. That's what life's about, having a brilliant send-off. And it's healthier to have that attitude, I think. And I don't know. I mean, I think I am pretty good knowing that, I know that I'm going to die, and I'm pretty good at accepting it. And for me, that's what makes life good, really, knowing that it's going to end. When I was a kid, Pac-Man was a massive game. Kids watching this, they'll go, "What's Pac-Man?" But it's a game, innit, where there's a man eating like that. And it makes its way around a maze eating... In fact, here's a little... This is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Can you remember the noise of Pac-Man as it's going round?
I don't think I can, no, go on.
Put your finger in your ear and push it in and out.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
Very good.
noise.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's what it's based on, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
But anyway, so Pac-Man is just being chased about by ghosts, and you've got to run away from the ghost, haven't you? And, that's kind of his life. and you get 3 lives. But when I was a kid, I typed in a code.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That meant I'd have everlasting lives. Yeah. And even then, I remember I played it for, I don't know, 45 minutes before I got bored of endless amount of lives. But that was a point, I think, when it made me realise that living forever isn't all that. Because for Pac-Man, I think his most happiest time was when the game was over. It wasn't being chased anymore. His whole life was spent being chased, a bit like lives are for us in a way, and it's always someone mithering you for something, you know. And he got in the corner and he had that tablet, and that made him happy for, you know, a few seconds. And again, that's like human life, innit? You might sort of have holiday or something, and that lasts a week, and then it runs out, and then you're back to being chased about. And it was that fact that, you know, it was lasting forever. I worked it out then.
So if you could have a cheat code
for life, don't do it. So there you go. That's
Steph.